Yeah. So okay, y'all do a with the legend thing because Screw passed away and then that
Screw
came out. So
pass,
talk
yeah.
about how y'all put that whole thing together.
Being McNice, who does nice graphics, not big in graphics. He do a lot of work, but he was my last vice president. Screw had passed. We went to the parents thinking that it was because Screw always told me I'm working on it. He would be like, I'm 3/4 done, or I'm almost done with it. So we thought that somewhere along in all this with his stuff is a master, So we started trying to find a master. We talked to Bub, we talked to his dad, we talked to his mom. There was no master. So I'm I'm nonstop. So I'm like, okay, we gonna do his greatest hits with a dedication CD because Legend is actually the half of the 3 in the morning. The first disc is like just his greatest hits. So it's a mix of all the stuff. And then the second one was when we did the new recordings where we got Ian Slim and
Brain screws
Kiati
on there and
and
all that.
Ronnie
Yeah.
Spencer. And actually, McKnight's wrote those songs.
Hmm.
If you think about "I'ma Miss You, Screw,"
Yeah.
that's written by McKnight's.
Hmm.
Boys Down South, that's written by McNice. He don't tell people he rapped or was involved with rap. He every now and then he'll say he worked at Big Time Records for 14 years, but he just do graphics. And Mike Frost gave him the disc, told him learn like I learned, click the buttons.
Hmm.
And he did it. He was doing our mix covers, and I used to tell him, man, you can do it, you ready. And he was like, he jumped out on faith, and shit, he been doing it for over a decade now. He
Yeah.
do the graphics, and he do good in it. But yeah, we did it, man, and I don't care what none of these people who's supposed to have that love for Screw. There is not a person on the Legend that did it for free,
Hmm.
but the Big Time Boys.
Hmm.
So I guess we love them more than anybody, cause we the only ones that didn't charge. Every person that rapped, every person that didn't make it, when they was gonna do it, asked for money. And I'm speak on one person that was really ironic to me, Flip, who said, "Oh yeah, I do it, but I need 5,000 to do a song or be on a song." When we still broke down and was like, "Man, you know what? We gonna do the 5." Oh man, my song on the radio now. I'm gonna have to charge more. That's why he not on it.
Hmm.
So there was nobody. Nobody did it for free. Everybody on it got paid. Then so Zero and K Reno took a real low price. I ain't gonna lie about that. That time goes on,
Yeah.
the game goes on,
Yeah.
whatever. They did that song. That basically that was a way of, how it was like it was real cheap. I mean Zero wasn't blew up as he is now, but I
Well,
think he did it for like $300.
let me ask you this. I mean, because they didn't do it for free, but at the same time, because it was being sold, do you fault them for kind of being like, well, I mean, there's gonna be some money being made. It ain't like it's just a screw tape. This is gonna be distributed. You know what I mean? At least let me get
I don't
because everybody got
fault you,
bills. Everybody got
but if every time you're gonna sit there and sing how much you loved your homie, if this record is for my homie, don't you got a little time to attribute a little record? And that's another reason why people outside say Houston is not what it is because there's no bond like that. Everything is a dime. Everything. If you call people, I mean, I'm gonna tell the truth. Even for my podcast, one of my closest friends, I said, man, I want to try. I don't even know how this is gonna ever make a dime. I said, I just want to try. I'm just looking for the next thing. This is one of the ideas. I want you to be the first person to come.
to just be a guest.
Just to be a guest. You know what he said? What's in it for me, Big Time? How much you gonna give me?
They wanted money.
Yeah. Because that's the problem. It's a blessing and a curse to be big time sometimes.
Yeah.
Because people
Oh,
think
you got
when
it. Big time. Got it. Yeah.
No, not even that you got it. They think when you come up with an idea, they always think it's gonna win.
Yeah.
And it ain't always like that. I had people when I was that I went to high school with, my friends. They would be after I started going, they beg, man, let me invest in the record. I said, man, I don't do that. I said because you don't know. And then right when you telling them you don't know this, it may not go right. You do a record that goes. So then they're extra mad at you because you didn't let them invest. I'm like, okay, man, let you do it. I'll let you invest. And the record flopped. This is your closest friend. Dude been mad at me for years. He lost about $5,000. And I said, man, I'm sorry. The record just was wood. Because that's what I call them when they don't sell. They wood.
Yeah.
It's just wood.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't do nothing. And I called him about 3 weeks ago. I said, man, listen. I'm through with my advance in November that I took for my digital distribution. I'm going to go on and give you that 5 or 4. I didn't even remember exactly what it was. He said, wow, man, I can't believe you said that. I said, no, man, I didn't forget I owe you, but I remember I told you not to invest. I didn't want you to invest. I had turned them down for years. It's a lot of people I have turned down. I said, I don't want to do it because I know when you put money and stuff, what happens to the friendship, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't predict what people gonna buy.
Yeah.
You can try and put your hardest into it, man. And you make mistakes. Like with us, a big chance. I was talking about the dude who I feel was one of the best
DJs.
screws.
Yeah.
He did a record, and I mislabeled that record. Because I was not thinking about the way people think. I'm just thinking like I did All Screwed Up. I can do it All Screwed Up too. Ain't nobody can tell you that All Screwed Up. It's a different cover and everything. But just because I called it All Screwed Up 2, and the first one is Big Time Volume 2, it just fucks people's whole thing up. So I did that record a disservice, and that record never sold what it is. But everybody put that record on and be like, that record jamming like a mother. I had competitors. They'd be like, man, we rolled with your record all the way through Texas. But I didn't even sell 5,000 of that because it's just that little thing. Even people can't even stream it the way they want because when you want to put it All Screwed Up 2, Volume 1 is gonna come up. It's say 2, but it's Big Time Volume 2. It's just technical stuff like that. That's why I say, man, I don't want nobody investing. If I can't do it, I'll wait till I'm able to do it or just not do it. Let it pass. Because, friendships end, man.
Yeah.
Over money.
Yeah. So, okay. Screw passes away, time moves on. With the narrative that you feel like, because I've heard you say it before that you feel like you get left out the Houston history
I'm not
thing. Why do you think that's the case? Because I mean the contributions can't be denied.
Introverted,
we talk about UGK,
antisocial. Introverted,
just based on personality.
It's just me. My personality doesn't go with people. If my part in history stands up with anybody, I've never been to any local award show. Never been invited. Never won nothing. But if I ain't had a good track, I got 2 of the most iconic groups from Houston. DJ Screw and UGK are legends. Period. Who discovered them? I ain't gonna lie. They give Jay credit for UGK. Motherfucker didn't do that. I did that. But he gets the credit because they finished their career doing stuff over there with him. But they forgot I did it. I'm the one that took the demo, and that's one thing I say about Big Time. Every project we did, from our club to our DVDs to the records, there was nobody that we went and snatched their artists after or poached them because we could give them a better deal. We was the first ones. Their first record was here. The DVDs, we was one of the first ones to do the Buck Naked DVD. It was people did stuff, but they didn't do it the way we did it. And we had the club. We had the Buck Naked Club.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yeah.
We was throwing the parties. That was all Big Time in-house. But people just, when they think of history, man, with the artist writing you out, it's easy for the people to write you out. And even on the movie is called, DJ Screw movie is called All Screwed Up. Who title is that?
Yeah.
I just talked to somebody. I say, that's not even Screw. The skull is not even his logo. That's my logo. That shit was on my arm, a skull, before I even got anything going.
No shit.
Cause I grew up, I went to an all-white school. And I always was amazed the way they liked Iron Maiden with the skulls. And I would jam rock, because it was only MTV when I was young. It wasn't no BET. BET came later. So I'm jamming rock, pour some sugar on me. I'm singing this shit. I go to school with 2 busloads of black in 10th grade. There's 2 black girls there, and it's all these, other people.
Yeah.
So when I started making my logo, I had my brother-in-law drive. I said, man, I want to put a skull as my logo. And that's why we did the skull. People think Screw did Still Afloat. Still Afloat got a skull on it. No, that was Screw's logo is a turtle with a screw in it. But they gave him my logo. The skull belonged to Screw now. It ain't even mine. Screw ain't have no idea about the skull. But when they think of the skull, that's why all those people that tried to drop those screws, what they threw on it? A skull. A skull. There ain't nobody threw a turtle on nothing. It's slow, but that we sold so many that it's just iconic. And then, if you're not a person I'm not always out there. I didn't even start doing shows. I mean, not shows like this or being on videos or even giving quotes to books until people just basically just kept, man, I didn't even know how hip evolution. I didn't even remember them coming in my store.
I was gonna ask you about that because they called it the Southern Way.
Yeah, my name.
That's the Houston episode.
But they cut me out, which I mean, for my own reasons. I think I was a little heated that day, and I said something that probably was out of line.
So they did talk to you.
They did talk.
So what do you think that you said that made them be like, I don't know, maybe we don't.
I said something about another great that everybody give a lot of apologies to. I mean, a lot of props to. Probably the first person that hit. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said something. It was the truth what I said, but it was just something that shouldn't have been said. I think that had a part to it, and I think that what I said about Bun was just telling my truth. Bun get out there and say his truth. Him and Pimp would say their truth, but people believe that, and so, I mean, I don't know how. I was not in it at all. And then people talked to me for 3 hours.
No shit.
Yeah, they talked to me for almost 3 hours filming. I was sitting with the host. I saw them dudes in the background. All I made it was whatever. I think a second of this new hip hop evolution, which they did give me a little baby check for it, but I only made it. I think I said like 3 words, and that's it. But damn, 3 hours. That's all you had. But yeah. It is what it is. I thought I wasn't even in it. I was shocked when Soul South called me and told me that they sent a check over for you. I'm like, for what? I thought that I was supposed to be in that one, and it was gone. Especially with it being my name.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But you can always win because you got Bun, and talking to him. That's the Southern. He was on the Southern Way rapping. We don't need the guy that paid for it. We don't even need the guy that when the people say the album is too long, that he says drop it off and just call it the Southern Way. You don't need him talking, you just listen to Bun. And then you have people like Michael Watts saying, I think they was on a company big time. You knew fucking exactly where they came from. You think like you guessing. Come on, dog. It'd be stuff like that burn me up. It's just like, why do they do that? But hey. Everybody got their own. But yeah, I've been antisocial. I have not went to a lot of stuff that people invited me to.
Because we were talking to you saying, you kind of like, the game kind of left you kind of like bitter. Like you really ain't. Yeah,
man. But how you think I'm going to feel if all the things that I had go against me? You like, man, the first group, they give up half their money just to get rid of you when nobody wanted them. Even I don't know if you ever saw any of the videos I posted. When I post how I produce UGK, I posted how nobody wanted to invest. There was not one person invested until right at the midnight hour. My homeboy, when I couldn't buy the posters, I went to another homeboy who was out in the streets, and he heard that record, and he was the first person that ever felt the way I felt when I heard it. I mean, nobody. I asked my brother to invest. I asked friends. Everybody would hear that shit and be like, man, that's a lot of cursing. Yeah. That's all they heard. He was the first person who I gave him the tape, and I said, I need $1,000 to buy the posters. And I left from where he was. But was blowing up my phone. Where you go? Where you go? I'm trying to give you that money. I was like, what? I said, shit, you like it? He like, hell yeah. I was like, oh. I took a breath because I'm like, damn, man, because nobody knew. Robert even was like, man, he gonna sell a few. Give me 100. That's sympathy. That wasn't even no real order. Cause I had records that wasn't even UGK that he said, give me more than that. Give me 2,000 something. He buy from us. He been buying for us for years. Man, take 100. We'll do him a solid. That's all it was. It just went. But man, that's nobody invested. Nobody wanted to invest. And then you sit up there and all you do is badmouth me for years. I didn't work. Even in that book, I told you I cussed Julie Beverly out.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, cause you
Did she talk to you about the book or no?
No.
Okay.
She came and gave me a little interview standing at my counter in the flea market. She was standing there. I don't even take it really serious, but it was serious. She wasn't even fucking recording. I don't even know how she remembered that shit. But I ain't gonna lie, she said exactly what I know. I said it because the negative to a positive was in there. And the part about I read a lot. And you know, if you talk to me, you'll hear that I said I read books a lot. And so I knew that was true, but all that stuff not work. The resume says I was working during that time, and they say in the book I just was laying up. I was not working.
Well, I think the book was more so from like his mom's perspective, I believe.
And how do you know if you wasn't there?
Yeah.
How do you know, lady? How do you write a book? Off what he told you? How do he know if he wasn't there? But it's simple math. If a person can record 4 projects in a year after signing you, he was working. If you've ever recorded, that should take a lot of time. I'm recording 2 at a time. So how did I stop working? If I ain't working, I'm always gonna miss that band because I realized job don't want it. I'm gonna just sit back. But I'm working. I'm like, well, let's do something. If you ain't gonna use it, what you gonna do with it? We just gonna shelve it. Well, how much it costs to buy it back? I'm just shooting into the wind. I'm honestly thinking they're gonna say no. Shit, they say 15 off the budget. Bet. And that record, another record, still sells.
Yeah.
It still sells to this day. Shit. But, you know, hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Those are life lessons, and at some point, maybe I won't be so bitter about it.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, you know. But I get people still to this day say, let me send you a demo. I'm the one to bring you out of retirement. I said, nobody gonna bring me out of retirement unless one of my kids start rapping. And shit, I ain't got no interest. Yeah. My youngest, he talked about it a couple of years back. He said him and his friend wanted to do a song. I said, bet. And then I asked him again. He said, we ain't ready. And now his friend and went on to play basketball. My son, he just started boxing, so he don't never talk about it. Yeah. So all he says is don't sell a name. Yeah. Because he heard me on the phone one time, and I was talking about selling, and he wasn't in the room, but he was I guess he was ear hustling. He's like, what? Sell big time? Never. Yeah. No.
Yeah, nah, you got to keep it, man, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was adamant. I was like, man, I got to have Russ on here. You know what I'm saying? Because the story got to be told. You know, the big time records, man, to come from where it's come from. To say, we went to flea market, and I met these guys, and we made history.
Made history.
You know?
And I think we would have made a lot more if we would have went another direction. Because I definitely know we would have. I think we would have got a gold plaque or a platinum plaque on our own, honestly. Because Jive, to me, they didn't help us when we signed. They derailed us. It took like 6-7 months to get the whole album out. And I'm like, and we lost all those samples, those songs. That whole feel of a lot of those songs was changed. They was changing the words. If you tell me something good, it says twerps and worps. They was changing the words. Pimp went crazy when he heard that shit. And they did that shit without ever talking to any of us. That shit crazy. They just totally messed it up, man. If you're not ready for a group like that, you knew what you was getting when you signed it. You can listen to the record and say, hey, whew,
these boys raw.
They raw. Yeah. If you ain't ready for that raw, don't do it. You heard that single before we got there. You know,
because it's 2 different versions of Tell Me Something Good. Yeah.
It's 2 versions. Yeah. And that was another thing which took so long to get it out, reworking it. And Pimp never having experienced that. That's when he just went cold. And that's why I'm trying to find loops like that 9/7 Bun B. Yeah. That's a Russ loop. I went through my music collection, found that sample. Say, Bun, me and Bun trying to make tracks. Now that's how cool we is. We making tracks without Pimp.
Yeah.
We don't know. We just like loop that. Bun rapping. That's what Cramping My Style, my loop. Bun is right there. Those tracks don't say produced by Pimp. They don't say produced by nobody because We just did. We just giving the engineer something, say loop it, and we rapping. I found a girl. Do a song with her, Bun.
Yeah.
Bun is helping, and that's before they tell him don't do all that shit no more, and then it's gone. Even when we broke up, man, I told Bun, I said I saw Bun. I went to a show they was having, and they show was over, but we was still going to the club, and I saw Bun, and I said, hey, I still got that money for you to do that solo album. This before
You're right. What year is this?
this is 92.
Okay.
I was still shooting my slugs, and I was like, me and Bun cool. And even when I see Bun, that's how that hip hop evolution got in my store. And they shooting me because they was following Bun. And Bun, before he left, he said, big time, is anything you need of me, man, take my number. But hey, man, I'm one of them people that go and buy $20 phones. My phone died right before I pressed save on his number. And then because I was like, still, be like, that's a sign. Fuck that. And Bun was around the corner, and I never walked up and said, hey, let me get your number again.
Is that the last time y'all spoke?
That is the last time that might be the last time we spoke. Because it's either that, it'd have to be because I was filming one night at the club, and we saw him, and he was talking to me. He was trying to buy me a drink. I'm like, I don't need a drink. Because we had asked him we was filming, and everybody jumping on the camera, Juvenile, Slim for the band. No, that was the screen action when I was shooting the screen action, when I was trying to mellow out because my daughter had said, Dad, you can't make no money but with nasty stuff now? Yeah. And I said, I always can make money. So I started another film series called Screen Action, Screwed and Chopped videos and interviews. And I had interviewed Trey was in there, Zero, we was filming them on stage, and Bun was there, but he wouldn't give us an interview. Then he come ask me, do I want a drink? Like, man, come on, man, I see you, bro. Keep it real. That's one thing I always respected with Pimp. Pimp don't fuck with you. He does not fuck with you. I ain't gonna never fuck with you. And Bun.
So did you and Pimp ever squash out?
Me and Pimp had squashed it when they dropped that. I don't know. They dropped the independent record when I was in one of them in between phases where they didn't have an album. It was called UGK Still Standing, and I knew I heard it was coming, but it wasn't out. So I called Mama West and said I wanted to get some. And I ended up buying like 200, 250 from him. The Pimp's little dudes brought it. I said, damn, where Pimp? They say, oh, he's somewhere. But, I gave him that $1,500. And then me and my mom was standing there. Pimp came around the corner. I guess he got the money. He came. And then you can always see he was hugging me and shit. And he was like, man, it wouldn't be no us if it ain't for this nigga right here. His boys looking in shock because they didn't heard all the bad shit. They're like, why is he up here hugging this nigga? I thought we just told him you ain't here, you somewhere else, but you just come back out. Pimp actually said he was going to be in one of the screen actions. Me and the film guy, we waited outside his house. He said, I'm coming from Port Arthur. We was at his, his high-rise right across from the Galleria. And we waited and waited. And shit, it was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm calling it, man. We'll catch him another time. Yeah. Because he was going to be on the film. And we left. And as soon as I got home and got under the covers, Pimp calling, where you at, Russ? I'm like, man, I'm gone. You 5 hours late. But that's how he was. Him coming from Port Arthur to me was like, man. But Pimp was calling me a little bit. We was talking because he told me some stuff about Bun, his relationship. Their relationship had changed when he went to jail. But I just told him, I said, sometimes when a man get to be grown, and he on his own, he got to make decisions for his family. It's hard to go back to something the way things was, It ain't even like that. It probably ain't like you taking it, but, he did. Because he texted me one night, and it was like 5, 6 o'clock, and everybody that know me know I don't sleep. I be up, TV on, just looking or doing something. He said, you up? I said, man, I'm up. And then he called, and he was just talking to me. And even before he died, he said, man, I'm going to give you that record, Russ. I don't know if Bun can do it, because Bun signed the rapper. Like, I'm not signed. I just do work with them. I said, oh, man, the paper's your only friend, bro. And he said, nah, I'm it's going to handle. But he passed. But he said, man, I'm gonna give you the gold record that I owe you. I'm going to give you any records that we owe the plaques. And I'm going to do that record. And I said, man, you know me, I ain't tripping, man. You want to work out something on the record, the stuff that y'all owe me for the settlement? We can work it. We'll do it at UGK Records in a big time. And he was like, yeah, but shit. My phone blew up one day and people was telling me he was dead. I know whenever your phone ring early in the morning and keep ringing, I know somebody
Something ain't
died.
right.
That's when
Yeah.
I answer. I say, who died? And every time I've answered or checked the email, somebody died.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man. But
Damn.
Bun actually called me. I ain't gonna lie. Bun did call me when I went to the hospital. I was in intensive care. My girl posted it on Facebook, and I got a pretty decent following on Facebook. And Bun, he got my number from PSK, and he called me himself
Hmm.
and talked to me. But it's always like that. It's that kind of thing. If he see me, man, it's cool. I think he got love. It's hard to be with somebody almost 2 years in the car with him in the room doing all the shit to done and have all the memories me and Bun have and just see him and not do it. But they said so much shit, man. I just can't. I don't pass. Even with Pimp, I was talking to Pimp, but I just I'm always leery of them because even to say that and say that, yeah, they wanted to sign with Rap Lotto. They said on their video that I kept missing the meetings with Jay. What meetings? If the money ain't there, I ain't signing. So I don't know what y'all was gonna say. Maybe they wanted to sign for nothing and turn that 150 away, but I never was gonna vote for that. I can stay independent and bet on myself, but no. But I don't know. I think if Pimp wouldn't have passed, maybe it would have been smoothed out. Because if I catch Pimp, I surely get Bun. You get the friend because there's no way. Because I think especially for Bun, if he really think down in his heart, you was there, bro. If I'm cheating you, I can't cheat you in your face. Why am I taking you with me? You with me to make the cover, to talk to Robert. Robert, if I'm cheating, why I'm taking you there? Why I take your mama to New York with us? That was an extra flight for what? If I'm cheating you in front of all this, y'all all there. That just don't make sense. If I'm cheating you, I'm pencil whipping you in secret of my own computer, on my own, doing it like that. And you go find. And even if anybody see our royalty statements from Big Time, they always included the receipt. So if I'm saying I spent it on there, the receipt is in, the cancel check is in there. They still think you getting cheated. I done had Blank's manager ask him, "Did you see this shit before you got me in here talking to this man?" Yeah, but it's some more. That's what
So did you have these type of issues with? Because you mentioned Point Blank. So did you have these type of issues with all the artists?
Every artist, man. It's no way not to. Even if they don't bring it up, they thinking it, because that's the way that everybody has decided. They made the industry like this. The crazy thing about even like Blank, I met Blank. He was homeless. I said, "Man, you ain't got nowhere to stay." I said, "I'm about to leave my wife. I get a 2-bedroom instead of a 1-bedroom." When I bought my bed, when I moved, I said, "Do you got a bed, bro?" No. I said, I bought him a bed. When I bought the sheets and the covers, he was right with me. I gave him the same set. And then you sit here and you say, "I cheated you." Come on, bro. Come on, man. It's just the way the business go. And no matter what you show them, they think you figure out a way to work it over. And I'm like, man, come on. So it's just, that's why when I think of going to the future, what I want to do, I don't want to do nothing with no artist. I don't want to do nothing where I owe nobody for it. I just want it to be me. So I work on some things that's going to be me.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about it. I'm the one who told Rich about selling products.
Yeah.
I'm like, sell products, bro. You don't have to deal with them. It's better. Rich sell products. I sell products. Made the wax. I want to have to deal with you. And even like moving forward, I know that I don't even want to do the wax because you get to selling too much wax. They'll be like, "Oh, you still owe us royalties on that," So it's like, hey, man, I'm do merchandise. It's just, and even if it's just, I'll say the same thing, Big Time, because I don't owe you nothing on that name. That's my name. And it's just, it's a weird thing, man. It's always like that though. But yeah. It's always like, even the ones that don't sell, no, don't make you the money is the worst ones.
Yeah.
Because they just feel like it's something you did that caused us not to make no money. I'm not going to do nothing to make me not make money. I'm going to try my hardest, bro. If you don't make money, we just couldn't make money with you. So,
Tell me, okay, so Before we wrap up, what do you want the big time records Russell Washington legacy to be etched in stone as?
Shit, just want to be included, man.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, but just give me my credit for doing it. Don't say this happened and it happened for every reason but the real reason. You know, even when we was the first ones did UGK, we wasn't just the first ones. We was the only one who wanted to do it. I ain't the first one got that demo. I couldn't have been the first one, cause you know you have exhausted your resources of trying to do something. When you see us, if you walk up right now and they say, I want to do a podcast. You walk into a record store and they say, I want to do a podcast. Are you volunteering for that job?
No. Yeah, no, not me. No, I'm
So
straight,
you
yeah.
got a demo in your pocket
Yeah.
and you see a sign say, I want to do a record, and you throw it out if you got some other possibilities?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hell no. It's just certain things don't make no sense. You can't tell me that somebody, like they say, Screw was selling all these tapes before he met us. You can mean to tell me at this time we got a staff of 6 or 7 people, a publicist, a promoter on staff. None of that made no difference in what this man sell.
Yeah.
And if he's selling so many tapes, why is Big Time the first one did a whole Screw album?
Yeah.
Didn't albums come out before us? Did anybody, is there one Screwed album by anybody before All Screwed Up?
Yeah, nah.
Except a personal. But did anybody do Above Ground record with him?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No.
So it couldn't, so something doesn't match. Because I know that all these entrepreneurs, if something is going and you could easily do it in your thing, how many of them gonna do it? But after it blew up, because of our help, how many Screw records did you get then?
Yeah.
You didn't even Screw didn't do them. He trying to say if it ain't a Screw record if you didn't do it. It's not, bro. It's not a DJ Screw record, but it's still Screw.
Yeah.
And you just, I think people just have to really, the artists just sing it enough to where people believe it.
Yeah.
Because they the ones with all the fans. They never a fan of the company.
Yeah.
Companies come out of business, come and go. But the artist legacy still go on.
Yeah.
When they hear that music, they don't think about Big Time did that.
Yeah.
It's a few people do, but for the majority of them, shit, they don't know.
Yeah.
And so,
I just want to be included.
I just want to be included.
Yeah.
I was there. I know what I was there, and I'm proud of the fact that there is no artist that I poached. I didn't go to them and side talk them. Even when artists called me and they was talking about their contracts, I never gave them the key. But the one thing I always tell every artist, I say there's a cure point in every contract. There's a cure point. Now you just read that contract and it's gonna say, you got to fix this in this amount of time or you free. I said, just find your cure point. It's in every contract. Every recording contract got a cure. If you got a dispute, it's a paragraph in there that's gonna tell you how long you got. You present your argument to the label, and they gotta fix it in an amount of time. But how many artists really read it?
Take the time to even,
No.
yeah.
And the only reason I read it because I got my ass handed to it. But a paragraph in my contract of 70 pages. If I don't turn the album in a timely manner, I lose that group. Or they get to replace me on the contract. I lost millions of dollars with that paragraph, bro. So,
Yeah.
not just even the millions. I lost my first 2 homeboys, because I felt like we was homeboys. And I don't care what they say. I wish they would have been owners in the company. If they would have been owners and we was partners, we'd still been boys. Because you ain't going to give up your money of something that's going good. But, that's just the way it is. Because Jive can't get rid of me if these my partners.
Yeah.
Because we all partners
We
in the
all
label.
this thing together. Yeah.
So that ain't, it's just like, that makes no sense. But people just have to look through. And, a lot of people give me credit. A lot of people know of what I've done. But they just, because I have been so antisocial and barely want to talk about it or deal with it, they don't know. So they don't. Even like with trying to do the podcast and stuff. 10,000 Facebook friends, almost 10,000 Facebook friends, not including Instagram or what's the name. I can't get monetized. It's 1,000 people. I can't get out of 10,000. I can't get 1,000 to go click a red button on my page, say subscribe. But I can do a post and get 100 likes.
Yeah.
So you know, even when I post I was coming on here, that's like 60 something likes. Everybody like, yeah, it's about time. But how many times I say I'm starting a YouTube page? How many people went over and subscribed?
Yeah.
It's weird. People weird. So I just be like, just remember me, and you know, acknowledge that I was there. So, but you know, my kids is determined. They not selling it, and they ain't gonna
You
let
can't
nobody
sell
go.
it, man. Gotta hold on to that, man.
Oh
You
man,
gotta hold
it would
on
have been
to
gone. It been close to gone twice, because it was just like, especially when I change my thought and I think about things that I want to do. You know, it's nothing like a big infusion of cash to try and go do something.
Yeah.
Even like when I bought that first condo, I was like, dang, I could do this all this easier. You know,
Yeah.
I just got to get the contractors in here or do this shit myself. And then when I'm done, I make that money. But, you know, it's something you worked on half your life, you might as well. It's hard to get rid of. But if the numbers ever right,
It's out of there.
it can go. It can go. I got to do it. But I also feel like I could sell it because I still don't feel I've done my greatest work yet. I still don't. I've been thinking that for years, that it's just not over. And if it wouldn't have been for my daughter, I think we would have been 10 toes deep in on those videos, because me and Mac was going. Mac doesn't even like to talk about those videos now. He just believe. He still be like, oh, something bad gonna happen. I be like, man, we did what we was supposed to do. But, you know, he just be like, man, that's a dark time. Even on my banner in my office, I got a big banner. He said I should change the banner because it have the band movies on it. It has Screw and the band movies on it, because that's what we was doing at the time when I made the banner. I'm like, man, I'm not tearing up my banner. At times I think I should change it, but it's a memory. Even on one of the podcast shows, my daughter said, when I was talking about something I did, she said, well, you never talk about this. And she,
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
What is this?
Yeah,
She
this
showed
a
up
different
on-
kind of band. Yeah, yeah, I watched it.
yeah, she was there. She's asking, did you ever go to the Kappa? I was thinking she finna pull out the Kappa Beach Party movie we did, but she didn't. She don't know about that. But she always talk about that. You know, like the flyers used to be in my car, and she saw one of the flyers. I used to show the little rougher scenes. I'd be like, I want you to get the flyer, and just be like, what the hell, and make you want to see it.
Yeah.
And she was little, and she that's when she came up with that, Dad, you can't make money without doing something nasty no more. And I was like, oh, of course I can, and I did. I did it something else. And then I never went back to doing it. Even the band 4, it was shot. It was shot. It was there. It just hadn't been edited. And all the scenes and everything. We had old girl. We had Pinky was in it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And we had Jim Jones in it, because they came down for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I used to, man, when we was filming, shit, me and the cameraman, we'd roll up on you. And I know the key, especially with strippers. You know what the key is.
Yeah.
I'm in now. It's Super Bowl. I go talk to the owner of the club, and we at the Blue Flame. I said, man, I'm going to throw a $500 strip off right now. The winner go. Them girls up there acting a donkey up there. For $500 extra dollars when they already making money. Shit, we film, cameraman, everything is dark. He don't got a light on his camera. I'm like, man, where I'm going to get these people from? These people crazy. How you come to shoot and no lighting?
Yeah, coming to the
His
club to shoot with no light.
His battery died as soon as he started shooting, so you can actually see on the film
It
where
dims?
it went dark.
Yeah.
And then the second cameraman I hired, he like him a little thicker than me. So all the girls he's shooting, a little bit, that's not the type I usually like to put on the video, bro. But, you know, those are all just life lessons, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I could do it all over again, I tell you what, the only regrets I have is pushing Pimp and not getting Keke signed. I don't care what. I'd have went behind Screw. I probably wouldn't be friends, but I would have got him on that. I'd have got him on that paper because I was right on it before the record even was super hot. I was talking about it. And then another reason why we didn't get more Screwed Up clique members was trying to be loyal to the in-house dudes who had suffered through the time. So we thinking this is our turn.
Yeah.
We're going to priority. Man, could you imagine if I said, them niggas, I don't want to deal with y'all no more anyway. Y'all, I know what y'all can do, and it ain't gonna be what these dudes can do. And I go to them before I'm going to Priority. I'm gonna post them. Ask Charles. If you ever talk to Charles, ask him if we didn't almost have Mo signed. We was
Big
finna
Mo?
do an
No
EP
shit.
on Big Mo. When Screw started tripping, Charles said, "Let's go after Big Mo." And I was.
What year is this?
This is all happening in the. Has to be. This is after 3 in the morning. This is 96 or before 97. And we did.
Because Big Mo was a standout on that 3 in the morning, so that was gonna go.
That was actually his first song.
Yeah,
Because that's his first song on the album, I think. And him, Keke, and then I always never understood. Later, I would even ask, why Screw didn't have Fat Pat and all them on it? If all these people was here, but he only Big Mo.
I think it was some other stuff going on.
Yeah,
with
it
that.
had to be something else going.
Yeah.
And I know, but we was going out. We was gonna do an EPMO, and we was in talks, and he had said he wanted to do it. But then, I don't know. I think after Charles and Screw fell out, it just didn't work out because this was gonna be a Charles executive project with me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to the talks, but something happened. We didn't never pull it off. A rec shop popped up, and I remember talking to D-Rec when I heard the Fat Pat song, and we used to talk, and I would tell him my experiences, and shit, I was like, man, that Fat Pat gonna go, bro. And then he passed. Shit, you know it blew out the water then, and then he popped up with Mo. Shit. Yeah. But if we would have just went away and said, we're gonna drop our dudes, and we went through and got a couple of them screwed up click dudes, that would have been instant money. Yeah. I sit there and dream.
You still would have been the bad guy, but you'd had a little bit more money.
I would have had, man, I sit there and dream of thinking about if I could have did 3 in the morning and with all that it went, and then been able to say, I got Keke album coming right after. Man, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't no flashy dude. I've been driving Ford Autos, but I might have had me a nicer car there. Have me something foreign riding through the streets of Houston. Yeah. Shit, but man, you think about all that stuff, but later, but you're trying to do the right thing, and you're still a bad guy because anybody else would have been talking to Keke. Even after Screw said it, you got me, and I knew Screw business wasn't right. I knew. I told Eddie, I was like, yeah, but if we go around him, that could cause a worse problem. He could be like, oh man, that's some bull crap, and then he not gonna do his next project, and then we get Keke Screw telling him, no, man, don't do it.
Yeah.
But if I would have really been thinking about it right, as hungry as Keke was, and he always said, he was taking that money. Yeah. He was gonna take that money inside because Keke was in my car. In my car, I got $10,000 in my pocket and a contract. Him and Mays is in my car. Keke gave me his record. I put that record in my car and I'm listening to see what he got. And I say, oh, look, man, this not pre-production. I said, where you recording this at? He said, I'm over there, jam down, let me use their studio. I said, use your studio? They letting you use the studio? And I did right there. I pulled my phone out my pocket. Because in that car, my truck, my phone was mounted. Because I figured if it's mounted, I won't use it all the time, only when I'm in the car. I called Pat. I said, jam down. Yeah. I said, is Keke signed with you? Or you just letting him use the studio time, and he got to pay it? He said, man, Russell, he signed. And that was it for me. I don't know if Pat was lying. He could have been lying and got him signed later, but it was no way I could risk that. I can't give you, either you finna try and jack me for this. That was gonna be two, yeah. You trying to jack me for this $10,000, or you really signed. And I chose to think that he was saying I can get that 10,000 and finesse my way out of this, but it was no way we was gonna work together on it. Cause really the work was done. Cause you ready to blow. Keke could have came out. He could have went in the garage and said 3 words. He would have blew up. He might have not sold as many as he sold, but he was gonna sell at least half because they was waiting on him. It was no way.
Nah, Keke was hot. Boy.
Yeah, he was hot and he got skills. I mean, he's still rapping today.
Still nice. Yeah.
I don't think honestly the growth is there that it should be, but it's still solid. I can listen to it, and I still I liked a lot of songs he did after. So I think he would have been. Don't Mess with Texas.
Classic,
I was
man.
in
Come
love
on,
with that
man.
record. I jammed the shit out that record and dropped a tear every time on the way to the flea market.
Yeah.
I was like, that was right in my fucking hands. And you don't know what it's like for something to slip out your hands like that, man. And then just thinking, drop the screw, drop the Keke.
That lineup just would have been, yeah.
Man, and then those numbers were so incredible. I mean, if you could drop 3 in the morning and Don't Mess with Texas back to back, you know you made $1 million with ease. And then just think how long they're gonna stream. 3 in the morning still streams. I know Don't Mess with Texas streams a lot.
Before streaming, how much would you say that you made off that you were able to get make off the 3 in the morning?
I don't know. Because once Southwest closed, the counts is not there no more. When with Southwest, you look at your statement,
You can see everything.
You had a number on the top with exactly how much you made, how much you spent, and then
it just broke down.
It just broke down in lines. How much you spent, how much you got, and how much they owe you. If you had a positive number, it was there. You knew how much they owe you. And then if you had them little parentheses, you know you still owe them.
Yeah.
So, but I stopped the count. I think one time we did. I think Randy and them did a sound scan at one point. It was years back, but shit, it was like close to 80, 90 then. So I don't know, but I know we haven't. I know for a fact that it's all streams now. So I don't know. I think with streams, they count
that shit get broke down. So
you need 150 million streams to get gold.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy about it, you'll be like, we'll get it, but we won't get it for one project. We're getting it for the catalog.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they give you a plaque for say your catalog, so they did 150 million streams. But I would have loved to get it. I definitely think we would have got it. Because we never achieved that goal of getting a gold record independently. And I think if we would have been able to do that priority, well, I definitely think we would have got it. Because it was still hot, And the Screw, man, they would have lost their damn mind to hear Screw with all that shit from priority. Free Reign didn't do it, man. But I thought when I called him from California when we were signing and they said it, he was like, he seemed really just crazy. But he was also in the process when we was talking about that, they was trying to do that DEA project and he was thinking about his own imprint. And, I think those things just, took point. But they didn't, one of the things with the SUC, I think great talent, but there was never that person in front, that visionary that could hold it all together and do. It's no way that crew. I heard ESG talking about it on another podcast, and he was saying that they just didn't have that person that could have directed them and got it. I don't know how they all got off in 50 different directions. What could they have done?
What they say is that Screw didn't want to be a CEO, but they all would. But they all was so committed to him that they all would have signed. But he just wanted to be a DJ. He wasn't really interested in being a CEO. And
some jobs is not what we want. Sometimes things just fall in your lap, and you got to be that person. If you saying you're gonna be in business, you can't miss stuff that fall in your lap.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know, man. How I decided to do the videos, it was my homeboy was doing the parties, and I watched the way the dudes was watching the camcorder footage that wasn't supposed to be took. But I noticed that when they was watching, they never moved their head. I said, if these 8 dudes ain't gonna move their head, it's a whole bunch more people that ain't gonna move their head. And I instantly, from that moment, there was a cameraman filming, and we got a cover did, and I packaged it up, and they all watched. But to me, that's when you're a CEO, you watch your opportunities. And from watching just people just say, watching this video, what's the chance that I'm gonna say, shit, somebody else gonna watch this?
Yeah. But you got your business minds, you got creative minds, and then some people have both. But it's not always
I should
like.
have been in the screwed up clique. Shit.
Yeah.
I would have been there with contracts in my pocket. Everybody, every time I heard them rapping in the back room.
Man, you just wrecked. I got something for you.
Yeah, I got something with you. All you would have needed was your contracts because everybody wanted to rap. And then most of them came out on companies that hadn't done no work. So if you come out on these companies, you setting yourself farther back on the starting line anyway. If you come out on an established company, they already got something that's gonna start you, so you know. But I tried to deal with a few of them. I tried to get Botany. I tried my best to get the DEA project. I met with Botany several times for their next album, and they agreed that they felt they would do bigger on with that. But they had their own rec imprint. Who not gonna try?
Right. Right.
And I think the DEA, I think the world in Houston really got messed up too when Robert and them started trying to do everybody. Because at first, the successful point when they was doing independent records, we all got our records done. We didn't get no money to do those records. Well, those records was dead. We brung them and we was trying, and then you say, oh, they doing good. Let me press up some more if you can't keep up with the pressing.
Yeah.
But then when you get to where you like, you go and come get 15,000. You get 15,000. We pressing up all these records. At one point, it was like 6 or 7 local records coming out on Tuesdays. That just became a big boom. And I talked to Robert. I said, hey, Robert, do you think this is a good business model? He said, we cannot lose. We got so many stores. We never going to lose on no record. But anything that's wrong is going to catch up with you. Because, man, I ain't going to lie. Some of them records was BFI trash. Trash, bro. It was some good ones, but it was trash, bro. It was trash. And even when you people think about the ones you missed, he probably did miss some. He missed some of that Suave stuff, letting them go. You know, he missed Lil Troy because he couldn't. But you can't worry about what you miss. You have to worry about what you get and do the best at what you got. But when you're dropping 6 records on one day, how the store's gonna buy that? You got to buy the major label stuff and the local stuff, and there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
That's gonna become a problem. And that was, to me, was the decline of our market because, you know, even the records that come out now, they just like, I ain't heard nothing in a long time that made me have goosebumps, man. And back in the day, I used to hear something all the time. The goosebumps that made all on the back of my head and stuff. And I just don't hear that no more from the music. I'd be like, I heard it before. Even the biggest artists in Houston, I'd be like, man, I've heard the last 5 albums and they all the same to me. I don't know if that's the production. I don't know if you need somebody else to sing your hook and you just give up singing it. But people look at, I'm still doing my numbers is good, but man, leaving a bad taste in my mouth. I can't love your old stuff and not love your new stuff as much. I like it. I still jam it, but I want to die for the record. If I break that mug, I want to go right back and have to replace it.
Yeah.
And that's how it was in the old days, and we not like that no more.
Yeah.
It'd be like you lost it. You'd be like, man, I lost that. But, you know, because it's streaming, you just say, I just stream it again. But I ain't heard nothing in a while that just make me go crazy. And they still dropping records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite release that you put out through Big Time?
My favorite release, I don't know, man. It's crazy, but I think the first one, man. Your first kid is always, that Southern way, man, is just the pain and the trials and tribulation it took to get it done, and then to see it and it worked. No matter what happened afterwards, it's still my favorite. And then my next favorite would be The Prone to Bad Dreams because they were all intact. It was no extra work. It was just like somebody just said, man, yeah. And you record it, and it's there. I mean, Prone to Bad Dreams didn't do what the UGK did or the 3 in the morning, but that was in that man's pocket.
Yeah.
It was in his pocket, and it was there. And it did good for what it was. And people still consider it a classic record, but it never blew. But it was in his pocket, did. That is a complete demo minus one song.
Yeah.
And that somebody just walking around in that pocket, and you just blessed that they gave that to me. You know, he could have put it probably past 15 other people that did it. But he was like, hey, man, check this out. Just listen to it. And you'd be like, and you put that in clay, you'd be like, damn. I think this will go, you know, and even when I sent that to Jive, because I had to submit my second record to them,
Right.
Jive, they was right there, and I really believe Jive would have took Blank if it wasn't for some other forces that I think he was just getting bad mouth on the other end, because Jive, the time was up that they get to listen to the record. they send me another 5Gs to get them an extra couple of weeks.
Hmm.
And I mean, I take all checks, bro. I don't lie.
Yeah.
I have a weakness for that. You're not gonna give me no money, and I'm just, what? Give you 2 or 3 more weeks for 5G? Send it. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. And they went to the last minute, and then they decided, they said, well, we just gonna pass on it. But that means they was thinking about it, or maybe checking to see what they could do with it, and maybe seeing what the other powers that be in that group was gonna do. But they looked. They took a good long look.
Yeah.
But sure, nah. But none like them. Them first 2 was, they just have a warm spot in my. Even like I said on one of my shows on YouTube, I said that Prone, because he had a song on there, After I Die. It always means something to me, because I always be like, what they gonna think of me after I die?
Yeah.
What they gonna do? And I was going through so much personal stuff during that time, that straightened it out. Always. I would ride sometimes, man, and listen to them 2 songs just back to back all day, because they was meaning a lot to me, because I'm going through all this with a group and getting divorced at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I can't straighten it out, but I'm trying, but I just can't straighten it out. And then later years I'll be like, after I die, what is gonna happen? And that's why sometimes I'll be like it'd be better to sell it and at least somebody else who got the hunger and the energy to deal with it, do it. Because I really, at that point where I don't have no energy for it. But I'll be putting that interest in my sons and teaching them as much as I can. Because, my sons, my kids be like, hell no, it's ours.
Yeah.
They gonna do what they want. They don't believe in. They don't. Sell has never came through their mind, and I'm honored that they love it that much. Especially the youngest. I just worry about him because he has a temper. And the boxer, he'll probably be trying to fight somebody over it, because it's been some things, man, that happen that you'll be shocked, man. Friends have posted my records online, and they just thought I wouldn't know. And they've had them up there for like 2 years, and I didn't catch it. I mean, not even nothing registered, because people can post your stuff on Big Time, and you still get paid. I mean, on YouTube, it'll go to the original page.
Right.
But you can post it sometimes with all around it. And I've had people I had to walk up to the dude I know. I went into his office, man, ready to tab some shit. Well, I had my ex in the car. I'm like, man, and he had the nerve to tell me, we did a deal you don't remember. I said, you got to be kidding me. I did a deal where I don't get no royalties, you didn't pay no down payment, and I let you put up my biggest record?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Then he came with, oh man, I was putting a bunch of other stuff up, and it was a mistake. You just mistakenly putting up something, typing in the names and everything, and you don't know what you're putting up. That's impossible, bro.
Yeah.
I said, I put up music. I got the distribution for my digital. I also have my own digital account with other records, my little sub records that I do that I don't really have no faith in. But I know I had to put them in. I know I had to type all them songs in. I know I got to upload them songs.
It's a process.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know exactly what you're doing, but you just got to watch it. And that's why I tell my boys, I said, man, you got to go and you got to read. On every YouTube music video, you click that bottom, and another piece is going to come down. It's going to show you who put it up, who they paying. It's just right there, the information. But if you don't click, you might just speed past it. But I just say, take a look, man. You never know. Yeah. And I was shocked. And I went over there, and I was going off, man. And I was like, man, and I know you, bro. That's the hard part about it. I know you. I shook your hand. And this how everybody out to get you for this shit. So it's a hard thing, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna miss it a bit when I get monetized. I'll just keep posting. Cause I just don't plan to run my channel like other people, like they always say on YouTube, do your niche. I don't want my channel to be a niche and I'm doing one thing. I want everything I can do to be under this one channel. So even like coming recently, the weight loss journey, because I'm trying to lose 70, 80 pounds. I said 65, but I know I need to lose them. I mean, you can't be a 300-pound dude forever, but I done made it a long time. Yeah. But I'm 2 strokes in. So now the mission is to go down to 2-something, and we're gonna televise it. And I said, I've already started shooting for it, but I just haven't posted anything. I say, y'all hold me accountable, because that's all they want to do. Because when I was on my diet before, I was posting on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, the internet gonna hold you accountable.
Man, dude saw me in Popeyes, me and my homeboy, and I'm sitting there turning, what you want to order? We talking, and then, hey, old fat ass dude, you supposed to be on a diet. I said, what? I knew the voice, but I was like, who would do that in the middle of the restaurant? You know, and the people all looked at me, and I was like, oh, shoot.
I asked to be held accountable. Here I am.
Yeah, I asked to be, if you're willing to post it, that's what you're doing. You're going to be accountable.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's a big genre on YouTube. And, you know, I'm going to give it a shot, but I just haven't started yet. But even my daughter, we've actually been going to a vegan diet. But man, I can't make it. I'm just starving. Yeah. And I actually dated a vegan for 2 years.
That vegan something else, man. That's a hard one to stick with, man.
Man, that girl was a raw vegan. So we was dying. I was with her 7 months, and I was able to talk her to let me eat fish. But you know what? So I was with her 2 years. And 2 years, no extra exercise, man. Taking a little walk. I'd already lost 70 pounds. I lost 70 pounds in that 2 years. We broke up, and I, moved. Before I knew it, man, I was 350 pounds in a blink.
Damn.
And I'm like, dang. And now, since I've been trying to get back, I'm down to like 313. But, man, I live on the 3rd floor. You know, when you 350 pounds would going to that 3rd floor feel when you just stopped and ate had you a big old burger, some chips, and full of drink. Man, I was like, man, I sell this place. I ain't never coming up here.
Yeah.
And I had got where I'd just be like, man, it would be so slow to go, and you can tell what you feel like with that weight. So that's one of the things that's going to be on the channel, but it's all going to be on the channel. It's not going to be no separate channels, and you watch them, they like, oh, everybody, I separate your niche.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm putting it all on this channel. You want to watch any one of these shows, come to the channel. It's in a separate category, though. But, nah. But, that's what we pursuing, and we're trying to make it go, and hopefully it go.
Yeah.
I seen you, though, man. You got, what, 5,000 something subscribers?
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah. Man, fuck that.
Y'all tell some people to keep subscribing, because I'm trying to catch Vlad. Vlad got like 4 million something subscribers or something crazy like that, man.
And then, it's good to have somebody that ain't like no undercover snitch, man. I don't know what that dude is. I don't know how
you go on
doing.
Vlad, man. You might have a case in the next 6 months, man.
Man,
I hate to say it. I don't mean that, but this is the narrative with Vlad. People be going to jail after
they feel that way. You're not the only person in the video.
Yeah.
That I've seen a bunch of people say that. People feel like he pushed for that, and he trying to get you to say stuff that
he's gonna ask you questions that just might incriminate you.
Yeah, man. That ain't the questions nobody need to be answered, because we all got a past.
Yeah.
And if you out there in this world, man, and a lot of us come from places where you might want to take a shortcut, man, and everybody can't be like Jay-Z and say I did this but I stopped. I do this now, Because some stuff don't have a time limit on it.
Yeah.
Some stuff you do is just there's no time limit on that crime.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. Yeah. That's one thing I learned from shooting the videos, man. The timeline for that age is a mug, because some stuff you going to jail.
Yeah.
Man, and people will trip on you when they see you making money.
Yeah.
Man, I had a girl swore she ain't signed a release. And then she just happened to be down the street from me. And like I said, I was shooting film, so it's always a release in my pocket.
Yeah.
I went right over there. I said, hey, wait a minute. I didn't know you didn't get paid until you released. She was like, no, I didn't get paid nothing. I said, well, that was a mistake. How do we know? Well, how we fix it? She said, I just want what everybody else got. Bet, I got that.
There you go.
She signed that release, and she still came back. And I had to, once again, you got to keep them lawyers in your life, too.
Yeah.
I had to go to the lawyer, and the lawyer looked at, he wanted to see the film.
Yeah.
And he looked, he was like, no way. He looked, he said, I wouldn't even, man. I sent him a letter, cease and desist with that noise. He was like, no way, she underage.
Yeah.
And she was trying to say she was underage.
Oh, man.
I'm like, man, so you just going to do that to me. And, actually, she actually jumped in the film, wasn't even invited to be in the film, just got crunk. And that happens to a lot of guys. They see all this stuff going, they just jump in. I said, man, I try and tell her, I don't take nobody out. But I had so many guys, man, call me right when they know we editing, hey man, just blur me out.
Yeah.
Like, don't jump in my film, messing my stuff up.
Yeah.
But you just gotta watch people, man, and stay focused. That's why I just am focused on my next thing, just being something that involves me and my kids.
Yeah.
We ain't fight. We fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And I told them, I say, if this the breakdown, y'all cool? Yeah, we cool. That's good. And so that's what we gonna do. All that other stuff, no. Even the one to invite the people, I told you, well, that was a close friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking, we talk every day, and I'm thinking this is we gonna practice. I'm thinking you'll be good. You gonna want to come. Ain't had an album out in 10 years.
And the truth is, people need to know you don't really make a whole lot of money on YouTube. Like,
if you want to know, just look.
Yeah.
You look at what the people they showing you their checks,
Yeah,
and you be like, I just watched one the other day. The chick had 2 million something, 2,600,000 or something. I think she got 5 stacks. But I'm like, what?
All that for just this? Yeah, it's
2,600,000 of views.
It ain't no real money in this stream,
No.
man. People think because you come in and you use lights and it's a camera and it's gonna go online, it's gonna be a bunch of money. This ain't Hollywood.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
It's the people that would just, man, please. It's some that just don't get you no love.
Yeah.
And then they got that, what they call it, that CPM, that decide how much you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
And the only people they want to pay is if you're talking about real estate or business stuff and certain stuff for the women, the beauty stuff. So I don't know what they think of music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't got a check from them. My page is monetized through the stream.
Yeah.
But that's even a lower cut. So that's how, if you notice any of my videos, it's always music in it.
Yeah.
So YouTube ain't got to pay me, but the streaming service gonna pay me.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's still a lower cut. YouTube is the lowest people that pay. It's like pennies.
Yeah.
So I just take my little Happy Meal.
Take a little change.
Every month I get a Happy Meal off them, and I just keep them pushing, man.
Yeah.
But I just want to I have to keep doing something to keep the creative juices going.
Right.
And and then maybe one day I'll tell you, I caught me a viral, because they say that's it. Once you catch one, you in the
just
money.
Get that one, and yeah.
But it's sure that one, I don't know, man. I be tripping when people be like, they did it in 6 months, a year. It be some people talk about they
it's
did
tough,
it.
man. It's that shit, man.
But
Coming
then
up with
the
that
big one,
content, man.
Remember the
shit.
Beast? The Beast say 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years, and now everyone getting millions, but 5 years. But I like his method, man. It's just like, I'm gonna go have a ball with my boys. I'm gonna give away something, and millions of people want to see that.
Yeah.
I'm one. I'll be like, this is not gonna work. I watch the numbers. It work. I'll be like, okay. I ever win the lottery, Beast, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna do that with my homeboys.
Yeah.
But it's hard, man. But but keep going. I'll be watching. I like your show,
Man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said,
I like your show.
I've been trying to get you on to come forever, man. And you came.
I know.
And,
Speaking of that, my
Right.
homeboy would kill me if I didn't ask you. He sent you a message, I think, on Facebook from Nice. It either came from. He said he sent you about you should have me before we ever even talked about it. And he said you never responded to him. I said, man, he must have missed you.
I must have missed the
Yeah.
message now, because if he would have said it, I would have immediately
Yeah,
joined. I
'cause
mean, come on now.
Man, he be pushing me, man. My homeboy, and my other homegirl, man, they get so mad because I refuse to shoot the film.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, man, nah. Because this is, I got a lot of parts of my game that I just, I got kids.
Yeah.
It's just things you
wanna
can't, you don't want to
protect.
say. That's
Yeah.
why there's not one of my kids, I don't know if I used to say it, have ever read that book.
Yeah.
The only person that is close to me that ever read that Pimp C book was my vegan ex.
Yeah.
She read it from cover to cover. She a reader. And she was questioning me. I'm like, you know me. This is not, she had the nerve to ask me if his side was true or was I telling the truth.
Yeah.
I said, I didn't settle with them. That's my answer to everything. I didn't settle with them. They settled with me. And to me, a guilty man never settles. I mean, an innocent man never settles. And I firmly believe that, because I have no reason to give away money just because I was did wrong. I ain't settling. I fight to the end. Because what's the point? So, said, believe that or don't believe it, but hey, I know.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got it here, man. You know what I mean? Like, the book been out for a couple of years, but we got the story from the man himself.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
I
all
just,
here.
I'd be like, man, I hate that it's kind of the story went that way, but like I said, the guy who invested with me, he called it before it ever happened. I guess he was hipping me because I was thinking like, this is done now, we good. He was like, this ain't over, this the start.
Yeah.
I remember we was on the plane. He said, this just the start. This shit ain't, it's gonna get worse, and it got worse.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he wasn't even around to see it because he had did some things I just wasn't ready to do, man. And and I was like, I don't want to go in that direction. But yeah, I wish Pimp would have lived. I wanted to see if he would have did what he was saying. But usually, I think he's a straight shooter. If he was saying it, that's what he felt like he wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't get to it.
Yeah. Well,
But I did it. I even bought Bun's last album. Don't tell nobody. I loved it. I was happy to see him even rap that hard on that song with Big Crit and T.I.
Yeah,
I thought Bun
yeah.
got off. I thought his wordplay was superior on that.
Yeah.
He showed something.
Yeah.
But, still ain't no UGK stuff. But Bun went off on that verse. I liked that.
Yeah.
I be listening in spite of it because, like I said, it's your first child, man. You got to just, you might look from afar and see.
Yeah.
Just see what
Yeah,
they're doing.
Bun's still doing his thing,
Oh
man.
man,
Bun's still doing
I
his
look
thing,
for Bun to be a
man.
politician, man. He that dude that can be a politician. He accepted. He got good vocabulary. He's safe. They like that. You safe and you can do it. You can go.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And he
what's
can
up.
deal with everybody. So that's what's up, man. But I'm glad you had me, man.
Yeah,
I saw Lump. I was like, man, Lump made it.
yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go. Lump was in there. I
Yeah.
love Lump, man. That's my homeboy, man.
Yeah,
for real.
lump is solid, man.
Even
real,
got Richard in it. You had some people come through.
Yeah, yeah,
Robert, I was shocked when I saw Robert.
Yeah.
I was like, Robert came out?
yeah.
Oh, man.
And he spoke. I mean, he spoke highly. He spoke highly of you. He spoke highly of Rich. I mean,
Yeah, man. Man, I have spent so much time with Robert as far as, Robert, he saw it all the way through.
yeah,
He saw the beginning. He heard what people were saying, and he was there, and he just like, I don't believe it. I'm watching,
yeah,
He saw us all. We was all there. He saw all those battles, man.
yeah,
Everybody was there, and it just felt different back them days, man. I wish, man, who knows what it would have been, H-Town would have been if Southwest don't close down, man.
Yeah.
Because we had a safe haven there because they looked out for us.
yeah,
Because they was making sure our stuff got there, and we was making it across.
yeah,
You get your scan, you might only sell 2 in New York, but it was there.
Yeah.
Them 2 pieces was there. That to me, that was great.
yeah,
They
Well,
wasn't blood sucking us.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what it is, man.
Man,
Well,
appreciate it, man.
Mr. Washington, Russell Washington, Mr. Big Man, Mr. Big Time.
Yep, still the logo.
Yes, sir.
I ain't
Yes,
never
sir.
changing it, man. I almost changed it one day, and then I was like, nah, I just like it too much.
Yeah, nah, you got to keep that. You got to keep that.
Yeah, it's like I was telling my daughter about you saw the spinning big time.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, that was from our DVDs, and I had paid for it, and we was on all the DVDs. And when I started posting and stuff, I was like, wait a minute. And I went and got it, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man. That show you how old that was. Like, you never guess. That spinning big time.
Yeah.
My boy hit me for $1,200 to do that.
Damn.
It was a different time,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. The
But I'ma-
process was different to even make that happen. Yeah,
Man, you can send it. You can go on Fiverr and somebody will
Yeah.
send that back to you.
Yeah.
So my daughter just got her intro back for her page, and it was nice. And I was like, "How much? $7. $7." And I said, "See my intro, $1,200." But old boy who used to edit our videos, he worked for $39. But I thought old boy was cold because you think that's 1980 something. They made that, and it still look good. It's old, and but he don't even mess around with none of us no more. He doing something else, but he think he do radio now.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's some talented people, man. But you just get tired, man. His wife didn't like him doing it because he was editing our videos. She was like, no way. Then women see it, and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Anytime, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, it's been an honor, man. I appreciate you taking the time to
Man,
chop it
shit.
up, man.
I got to, man. You'd be surprised how many times people tell me my story and it's wrong.
Yeah.
They got to give them a little bit of it, as much as I can, and maybe they'll start to realize. I just always say, don't believe nothing until you just look at the facts. Some stuff don't make no sense that people say. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We partners.
it's all here. Y'all check it
We were
out.
supposed to be partners. That's just crazy, man. I ain't no dummy, bro. If them was my partners, they'd still be my partners today. I'd have had that partnership in stone because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
You dream of having a partner that, especially the best thing for a rec company, the start of your company is your sound.
Yeah.
My first sound would have been Pimp C.
Yeah.
I'd have
Crazy.
rolled that to the wheels ran
Yeah.
off. Man.
Yeah, that sound's still going today. Yeah.
That sound's still going. Them beats are still hidden.
Yeah.
And even if he wouldn't, if he my partner, if I bring in another producer, he ain't got to produce the track, but he can tweak the track.
Yeah.
So we know what his tweaks can do because you think international players, all them songs,
Yeah.
that stuff was on something else.
Yeah.
Pimp heard it, and he was like,
Made it a
"Let
whole new
I
thing."
can do that a little bit better. I can tell you one day you here, one day you gone. I remember 3-2 playing that for his record. And I saw Pimp eyes. I said, Pimp gonna get that. And it took him a little while, but shit, he got it, didn't it? And he changed who was singing it because 3-2 was singing that hook.
No shit.
When I heard it, yeah, we was at a show and 3-2 was with us, and that was on 3-2 tape.
Yeah, I know that was a 3-2 solo song. Yeah.
But shit, that UGK came out. It was a little bit different, and it's gonna be right.
Yeah.
Because Pimp was from. I never know. He kind of seemed like he was straying away from that production, starting to let other people produce. But Pimp would make some badass tracks, man. Yeah. I wish you was my partner. You'd have produced everything.
Yeah.
And the one thing I forgot was Big and us. They was mad about Point Blank. When I signed Point Blank, I was supposed to sign the dude that rapped the second verse of Short Texas,
Okay.
Blue Light.
Yeah,
That was supposed to be Pimp's first artist come out on Big Time. They wanted him to be the next artist to come out. But like I said, I was handed a full ready album. I just had to pay and record. Pay the producers and record it. But you want me to go from scratch with this dude?
Yeah. It
And
just
you
made more
already
sense to
coming
go to
back and
Point
forth
Blank, right?
slow.
Yeah.
It was never run. But if I knew, if doing Blue Light would have kept them, I should have did him, you know. But, sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. But, yeah, that was ready. I just did it, and, But, yeah, that was something I forgot. That was another notch. We just had little things that just made something into I guess like they say when a snowball turned into a big old, that's what happened. It was a bunch of little shit that turned into a big thing.
Yeah.
Should have did Blue Light.
Yeah.
But I don't think
it still went
nobody
down.
else did it, so I don't feel too bad. He never made it. I don't even think he ever had nothing come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but shoot, man.
Big Time Records is a legendary label as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Southern Way is a classic. UGK, they are, but that goes without saying. 3 a.m. I listen to that still to this day all the time. I have the CD and I stream it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey man, these contributions can't be denied. You know what I'm saying? So
I think they both were great.
Yeah.
And I was glad to have a part, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad the big man showed favor and I got him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I could have been 2 doors down when Pimp walked in there with that thing, and somebody else would have been like, yeah. Same thing with somebody else wanted. I could have been maybe down the road. Somebody else wanted to do a screw tape.
Yeah.
I just happened to be the guy in need and trying to do one, trying to do a record that was feasible.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. I'm Donnie Houston, Russell Washington.
All right.
I appreciate you coming through. Shout out Exotic Pop Boot. Hey man, we out.
Donnie Houston.